Hi ladies, this is Jamila Tallulah, and I'm here to do a project share for ATC swap I was in on willowingning.com. If you like artwork and whimsy work and all that kind of stuff, I would suggest you come over to her channel. She has a YouTube channel as well, but come over to her site, which is willowingning.com. I'll show you up here. Don't get dizzy. Okay. And she is the creator of the class life book I talk about every now and then when I put some stuff up on here. So I did it last year and this year, and I'm in the ATC swap for April. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit behind. I had to message my partner. So I'm going to show you my pieces that I did. I like them so much I want to keep them. And then I'm going to add some information about what I used for Abby. Okay, so here's my original drawing of one of my ATCs. And I always draw and sketch first because I don't really want to do it on the card and then mess it up. And then here's a butterfly I drew on the outside. So there's that. Then here's the other piece that I drew. And believe it or not, this is actually out of a scribble art drawing. I am always talking about scribble art, scribble art, scribble art. If you look closely, you can see the scribble lines in the background. And then I just erased them, and there's some still left in her face. So it's actually a piece of scribble art, and this is what came out of it. And so if you, I do have a video up of where I did a scribble art piece from start to finish, and some other things like that. So I'll show you my ATCs when they are colored. I used watercolor crayon and watercolor pencils. I used some microns and some Sharpies. So here's that one. It says Butterfly Dreams, and I just loved how this looks together. And I saw some other people do it on here, and I've never done it. So to make her eye sparkly and part of the wing sparkly, I used glossy accents. Yep, so that is my piece. Trying to get the color. There we go. The color's better that way. So that's one of them. And it's on illustration board cut to ATC size. That I got in a variety pack from Packetans, and it was like $1 something for 12. And then here's the other one colored up. It is glossy. There's glossy accents on the wings again and on the sun's eye, and then it's colored pencil and watercolor. Well, it's watercolor pencil and watercolor crayon. The microns, and I used some green micron there. And it's outlined in black Sharpie. So those are they for my things. And it actually came with these little sleeves, so I'm going to put the sleeves in it too. Now, Abby asked me about watercolor crayons and watercolor pencils. And so I'm just going to show the stuff that I used. And I pretty much use whatever I have at hand. And I went to Packetans and I got these. They are aquafloral brushes, and what you actually do is, you can see here because I use black ink, you put the water in the pen and put the cap back on, and then you use the brush to paint with, and it's pretty cool. And they have 3 different size brushes, and this was just a cheap pack. This was $3, so you know, to try, because I wasn't going to spend a whole bunch of money on it. So I used those. And you see, it comes out perfectly well. And then there's all kinds of watercolor pencils and watercolor crayons and so forth. I have these watercolor pencils from Crayola, so they're just watercolors, and they look like pencils. Just what it says. So they are pencils. Look like regular old color pencils, except they're watercolor ones. And so when you use them, you can either color in your item, and you can layer the colors just like you would with pencils and crayons, and then use your wet brush and go over it, or you can wet the brush and go directly from the tip of the pencil to it. You can even wet the paper and then draw on top of it, and you get different effects. So those are the colored pencils. A little bubble screensaver come up on the back. And then here's the watercolor crayons. And like I said, these were just a cheap pack. I do have a more expensive pair, but these were a cheap pack that I got at Packetans. I think they were $5, and they work just as well. If you look at most of my pictures with watercolor, I use these a lot. And I do have, like I said, I do have some more expensive ones in here that are Lyra. Those are awesome. A lot of people swear by Neo colors, but they're expensive, and these Lyras are just wonderful, and I love them. By the way, I think it was, who was it? Jan and D-Sib. See, I told you, crayons. I have regular old crayons. I do artwork with crayons. Look, there's a 24 pack. Hold on. There's a 24 pack right there. So you don't get dizzy. And the watercolor crayons are just what they say. They look like crayons. I'm going to pull out one here. And all those, like I said, these aren't the most expensive, but they are wonderful. I love these. They just look like crayons. These are something, like I said, the cheap Reeves ones that were $5. And they might have been $3. I'm not sure. They 3 or 5. And you can color like you would with a regular crayon. And you do it lightly. You don't do it heavy. And you can go over it with water. Or you can use your brush and get the brush wet and do the tip. Or you could just color with them and not even put water on it. But I don't see what the point of that is when you can use regular crayons. So there's that. And if you want, I want to do a color video with them, but it's setting up the camera, and it takes me a long time to do the coloring because it's like therapeutic. And I don't want Honeydew to have to sit here for like 2 hours while I'm coloring something. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and let me show these out again so you get the idea. And that's what produced my ATCs. Yay. Bye.